Hello and welcome to a presentation of TDS Professional. TDS Professional is a Windows software for designing many different types of fabrics. In this part 1, we will look at the basics of the TDS Professional software. Okay, I will begin by navigating through the various parts of the TDS screen. We have the menus, we have some menu shortcuts and some other tools. We have the toolbar on the left hand side, and we have the color palette. We'll start off by creating a blank design so that we can try out the various tools of the software. Okay, here is a shortcut to a new design, and a new design dialog is shown up. I will create a design which is 400 wide and 400 in height. The width, of course, also corresponds to the number of needles, and the height to number of courses, depending on the type of design and the structure of the design. We will create the design in the default 8 bits per pixel, which allows you to design in up to 256 colors. The nature of these bits and the colors will become obvious as you proceed later with the design software. Okay, I'm going to click on the OK icon. Now we have a blank design. I'm just going to increase the window size, and this is our drawing area. We can also see now the mouse cursor is displayed with 1 in the bottom left hand side and increasing in this diagonal. Also, you will see in the bottom, in this status area, you will also see some hints which correspond to some information and good learning aid when you're first starting off with the TDS design software. So what we can do is we have a colors palette here. We have a red color selected, and as we come over to the design, and if I hold the left mouse button and I drag the mouse, we can see that a line is drawn on the blank design area or the canvas of the design. Similarly here. To change the color, we go over to the colors toolbar, we select that, and this shows us now 256 possible colors we can work with, and we will select a blue color. And similarly, we will draw with this blue color. Okay, this is the design at 100% scale, which is a 1:1 scale. One click is 1 pixel, and we can see that is very, very small to work with. Obviously, we want to zoom the image so we can work on it in detail and see the design zoomed in. To zoom a design in, we can select the plus icon, and as we select that, we can see that design is zoomed. Okay, of course, we can go straight to a zoom level such as 800 and continue to work with it. Now, if I click at this scale, we can see that a single blue dot is placed. However, if I make 4 single dots next to each other representing a pixel, or for textile design, obviously that represents a stitch. Depending on the zoom level, it's not quite clear whether this is a 1 stitch or a group of stitches, and therefore we need to use the grid tool. We can drop the grid on, and we now get an exact definition of what is placed on the design. So here we have a 2x2 group. So again, we can see how the tool works at this level also. Now a couple of shortcuts. Obviously, there are 3 colors that we are currently working with: the blue, the white, and a light red. In order that we can choose a red, we can go back into this pixel and choose the red we were working with. As you can see, it's not very obvious. However, if I hold the control key down, we get a dropper tool. And with the dropper, we can just click on the color, and that now gives us a red working color. That's the blue working color. And in order to get the white, we just click on the white, and that allows us to erase some aspects of a design. So once you have your color set, that you're working with, there's very little need to go back and select any further colors from this. So again, we can scroll the design and we can attach a little bit more detail here and so on. Now we'll just find a blank part of the design and we'll start to go through some of the other tools that are on this tools palette. Let's now select the line tool. The line tool, we select the top left hand corner, we hold the mouse key down and we drag the mouse and we can see the line is drawn. Similarly like this. Now to aid us with doing vertical designs and horizontal lines, we can snap, and you will see that here in the status bar it tells us to hold the shift key down. So I'm going to position the first point here, and if we hold the shift key down we can see that that is now constraining to horizontal, and let go, and also the 45 degrees lines here. So that is the line tool in essence. This is the square or the rectangle tool, and similarly to get a perfect square we hold the shift key down. The circle tool, and that is a perfect circle, and that is the shift key again held down. Okay, so that was very quickly the tools that we have seen here. We will just go back into the paint can tool. Let's select the red color and we'll fill this region with a red. So as you can see, the paint can tool is very, very useful. We will also see how the paint can tool is useful to flood fill with mixtures or small patterns and designs, which is very frequently done in textile design. Let's continue further down to this tools, and we see here is a Bezier curve tool. Now often we can try to draw a petal or a leaf, something like this, but it's not always easy to create a good looking design this way. So what we have for this reason is we have a Bezier curve tool, and I'll just demonstrate that to you right now. Okay, we have the Bezier tool selected and we drag the mouse like this. Now with the Bezier tool, it is not fixed until you tell it that it's fixed, and that allows you to customize the curve and the profile exactly as you want it by moving these anchor points. So we are happy with this. To fix this, what we need to do is we need to click outside these control points. So I'm just going to click here. We just need to make sure that we've got this selected, and we'll just bring the curve back. Okay, so that's how we would fix that design, and we have that also. Now what we can do is we can move the top point and create a curve like this, and we can continue to move that. And so on. So the Bezier curve is really useful for creating free flow curves, which are often very difficult to use with a mouse if you don't have a graphics tablet. Okay, I will just close these up with some kind of a finish. We'll move on to this tool here, and this effectively is the rectangular tool, circular tool, and a line tool, but it allows you to configure your rectangle before it's fixed. To fix it, we just click outside and we can get a set of rectangles like this very, very easily. Now the tool can also be changed from a rectangle to, let's bring that over here, to a circle, to a line. Okay, and back to a circle. So it's quite flexible and really eliminates any errors and should therefore reduce your design time. So in this chapter, I'm going to conclude by using the flood fill tool to fill with a small region. Okay, we do have regions. These will be presented in part 2, but I'm going to take a small area like this and I'm going to define that as a fill pattern. So this is our fill pattern, and let's pick up an appropriate area. We will choose that. So we have a bucket and we are filling with the pattern here, and we click in this, and as you can see, that is now filled with the design of your choice. Often the design is a bird's eye mixture or small mixtures of other kinds, which are used in textiles a lot to create structured fabrics. Let's just zoom back out to 100% and we can see the work that we have been doing. Thank you for listening. This is the basics of TDS Professional, and we will continue with some of the more advanced facilities, particularly the region processing in part 2. Thank you.